Lane Cooper. I'm the contributing editor to CIO Magazine, and I'm here today in San Diego to moderate a discussion sponsored by CDW featuring executives from HP and from the Bama Company to understand the role that software-defined networks are having on the enterprise.
I'm happy to be here in San Diego with CDW as we talk to a select group of customers about what SDN is and the promise that it brings to their data center environments.
Traditional networking has been around a long time, 20, 30 years, and it hasn't changed a lot. Software-defined networking is a new take on it. The idea is very simple, to take the control plane, the policy, the intelligence, the logic, instead of having it live on every single network device, let's centralize it into a controller, so that way we can enforce all of that policy in a single place instead of hundreds, if not thousands of devices.
Software-defined networking for Bama probably can sum it up in unified communication. We traditionally have been an Avaya phone system and looking to unify that to, with Microsoft's Link and using integrations, whether it be on a thin client or a laptop, to be able to do communication, video, or standard voice traffic. So Link is going to give us the ability to extend that communication better than we do today.
We have a gathering of high-level technologists from all around the metropolitan area, and we're going to dive into the strategic, operational, financial, and technological issues that need to be considered as we begin to adopt this dramatically new way of configuring, organizing, deploying, and managing networks consistent with some of the equally dramatic events that we've seen on storage and server side of the equation.
And I'd like to walk you through the rules of engagement for today. The short version of it is that there are no rules of engagement. We're going to present a really excellent panel of experts here today, and I'm going to ask them all the questions that I think are relevant, but I immediately am opening up the floor to questions, comments, even your skeptical observations.
The software-defined networking for me and for my team and for our customers is really all about extending the applications through the rest of the infrastructure. So whether that's being able to provision, automate, applications in the cloud, or whether it's just providing higher levels of quality of service and security in your own environment while still simplifying the network.
Why is an enterprise network, and specifically a software-defined network, important to your operations?
I started with Bama back in '99. Back then, it wasn't really important if the network was up or not, but times have changed. We have robotics, and for us, if the network's not running, we're not making product, we're not making money.
Really, I think the holy grail is when we can software-define all three parts of the data center. Once you do the network, once you do the storage, you can now look at the entire data center as a software-defined data center.
The architectures and the infrastructure has been the same since about 1989. And so when new evolving technologies like unified communications come out, the infrastructure really prohibits those things from really scaling. And I think with software-defined storage, what you're allowed to do is give yourself a lot of flexibility at a very affordable price point to allow you guys to go back and focus on your day job and knowing that this stuff has got your back, so to speak.
We're kind of starting with the unified communication piece. I see the sky as the limit on some of the applications that are going to come out. SDN, it's the only thing we've seen that's going to give us that ability to maintain the quality of service on a video and voice call.
Virtualization, has created a great deal of maturity around software-defined compute, and I think it's really just the extension of that. So I think that you put the different components together, whether it's software-defined storage, software-defined networks, software-defined compute, right? And they really are exponential to each other, right? And I think they help the whole adoption, through orchestration across the entire data center.
We started looking at HP a couple years ago. So we bought into the story that 2 years ago, before HP had a controller and delivered on that. Here we are, delivering on that, the controller, and it's making a huge difference.
What relationship does SDN have in facilitating an effective cloud strategy?
So SDN is one of the pieces of the puzzle that makes it complete. So if you want to implement a cloud, a private cloud in your own enterprise, you have compute, network, and storage having to work together at the orchestration layer. And that's only possible if you implement an SDN solution.
Most of the talk has been around own data centers. We are in a almost fully public data center. We're at Rackspace on OpenStack and just trying to see where SDN is going to go across the public and private cloud.
I think the move towards public computing and cloud services is a good one. You'll have some applications that fit well in a cloud environment, but some that don't. So you need the ability to burst workloads, migrate data back and forth, and this is where SDN shines.
I think the more successful customers that are implementing software-defined networks as well as software-defined everything, right, are those that are inspired and kind of get the vision of what the enterprise could be. I think the promise of SDN is simplicity, not complexity.
I just think the value prop of what the software-defined data center allows you as a customer outweighs some of the glitches. So there's a lot of uncertainty around the software-defined data center, and partners like CDW are here to help you as end users, and I can't stress that enough. When you look at their vertical expertise, they've done this with a lot of other companies, and I would definitely beg you and ask you to work with them in kind of guiding you through your transformation in your data center.
How much time are you spending programming your network today? If you're spending too much time making changes to your network, think about what your day would be like if you were able to automate those changes. If most of that day-to-day were taken away, can you focus on the business? And so I think software-defined networking can do two things. One, it can help you automate your business. And step two is now if you can actually focus on creating new things to actually help your business, how can software-defined networking do that? And there's a lot of opportunities for you to, once you start getting away from programming the network, to start actually helping out the business, helping out the different organization.
I would definitely consider the SDN implementation a success. We're excited about the additional applications we're going to be able to install and use as we go down the road.
I think our audience is very interested in understanding the trajectory of technology, how it is that we can expect this to evolve and integrate with the other dramatic evolutions that are happening with virtualization on the server side and the interesting but complex situation that's occurring at endpoints, particularly with regards to BYOD and both the operational and security implications that those raise. So terrific opportunity to really dive into some of the details that will determine the success or failure of software-defined networks and its impact on helping IT contribute to key organizational objectives.